Now is the time to strap yourself tightly into a chair, preparing for adrenaline pumping action as we take on a wonderful new experience, recognising how this racing sequel has indeed transformed. Where originally you were confined to vehicles that remain constantly on a road-like surface, this sequel offers another 2 variants that add greatly to the thrill of the race. Expect new sections that include travelling over wonderfully unpredictable water, as well as flying through the air, providing vast possibilities and a whole new perspective. This alone has added immense variety and scope and will no doubt captivate racing fanatics. As the race progresses, you will pass through certain gates that automatically transforms your vehicle into one that can take advantage of the upcoming environment. Each character has its own vehicle model and set of animations, some more wackier and humorous than others. All handled differently enough to encourage you to choose favourites, however by remaining loyal to individual characters, you can raise their experience level. This unlocks additional mods, which is in fact a redistribution of vehicle traits, be it acceleration, speed, handling and so on. With the Xbox 360 version, you can also race as your avatar. The conditions, be it on a road, water or in the air, dramatically change the driving style of the vehicle. On the road you can easily drift around corners and feel more of a connection to the surface. On water, your craft becomes extremely sensitive to any waves and steering becomes much slower and therefore much harder to direct your craft. In the air, you are required to exploit not just left and right, but also up and down motions, enjoying a slightly faster momentum with smoother fluid movements. Each of these 3 environments feel great, even if they are challenging in different ways. It adds a whole new kind of versatility that is just a pleasure to experience, and thus no race feels identical. It may result in quite a harsh learning curve for some, as they experiment with 3 very unique styles of racing, but the rewards are certainly worth it for those willing to take on the challenge. With a strong lineup of courses to take part in, Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed encourages your nostalgic sentiment without losing any satisfaction in the ride. For example, a Golden Axe inspired course takes elements of the character selection screen, which includes a skeleton with outstretched arms centre stage within a course. It is just dazzling to see, and newcomers will appreciate the artistic details regardless of the fact they may have never seen the titles to which they allude to. Others include references to other Sega classics, including Sonic the Hedgehog, Skies of Arcadia, Jet Set Radio, Samba de Amigo, Nights into Dreams, Shinobi and more. A few of the more popular courses from the first game remain, with a few graphical tweaks along the way, and all of the courses can be played mirrored, or to say left becomes right and vice versa. Although the course is repeated during a race, each lap can change dramatically as the race unfolds. Roads can suddenly collapse or redirect you, forcing a path that requires a different kind of vehicle transformation. Areas where you may have driven along before now become the view below as you now soar high above. It's simply an amazing feeling and extends the interest in both the course and the game as a whole. Weaponry collected along the race remains, although they are a little different to what we experienced in the first game. The effects are similar, but the weaponry items have changed. Whether you are firing freezing snowballs, sending swarms of wasps, or exploding hot rod engines, all feel immensely satisfying. Obviously until you yourself are on the receiving end of the punishment. All-star moves return as well, giving each character a unique super-powered method of deploying additional speed and attacking capabilities. There is a pretty extensive career system that requires a collection of stars, which in turn unlocks new paths and characters. Each challenge can be completed with a set difficulty level, and the harder the setting you select, the more stars you can potentially earn. A challenge may include a standard race, but there are variations of this theme to enjoy. This may involve additional boost sections, or a life meter that when depleted eliminates you from the action. There are also race times to beat. Traffic challenges where you storm ahead while attempting to avoid, yes you guessed it, traffic. Even a few where you take on a pretty large tank. Grand Prix mode scores you over a set number of races, and also available is Time Attack, where you attempt to conquer preset course times and an option to simply select a course and race without all the fluff. Online multiplayer has changed dramatically, as now a matchmaking option sees you racing against random gamers to advance your score, which can increase, remain static or even decrease depending upon your performance. This provides additional incentive to play online compared to the previous title. It is not just limited to racing. Arena includes a selection of tag-based selections that add extra value. Whether you are collecting an item, then charging to the specified target area, or simply playing a game that resembles cat and mouse, there is so much variety you will be hard pressed to feel any sense of boredom. Unfortunately, multiplayer has a few bugs that can cause the game to infrequently crash before returning to the lobby, and has even been known to mix up the race results. This will hopefully be addressed in a future patch, but at time of creating this video review, it is certainly a concern. Split screen multiplayer for up to 4 people is available throughout most of the game, including in both offline and online modes. Graphically speaking, it is quite a staggering step up from the previous title, adding far more detail and visible curiosities. The courses themselves are littered with character and fascinating animations, while still managing to maintain a consistent frame rate throughout. It can become a little busy at times with so much going on within the actual race and the surroundings, which feature all kinds of distractions, yet this only adds to the adrenaline rush. The music features a superb selection of reimagined tracks that are just perfection for a Sega nut like myself. The typical grunts and character responses are really what you'll come to expect, but the actual sounds of the action work well. Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed is a remarkable title that takes 3 types of racing genres and somehow successfully combines them in such a way that your heart will vigorously pound with excitement, while your adrenaline-enriched soul will never tire of the lush environments and epic races. Mario Kart may be more accessible, featuring a tried and tested method of success. However, Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed has revamped the racing category and is quite simply more fun.